Alright, so you've watched me wrestle with this windshield. And here's the story on the windshield. We are human, and I am certainly no different, no exception. I bought a brand new windshield, had to go pick it up, and there's a local place here in town I was going to have do it. And I called them, and they was like, oh, we're not taking any auto glass orders right now. I'm like, isn't that what you do? And then he sounded kind of remorseful, like, well, yeah, we're just trying to get some stuff out of the way, whatever that means. And my experience with these rubber gasket style windshields is a lot of the safe lights and some of the, I mean, don't get me wrong, some of them probably can do it, but my experience is they'll say, well, that's special, we'll have to get somebody and you'll have to wait, or nobody local does it. One time they sent a guy out and he had no clue about it, and he was taking guesses at it, and he got it in, but boy did it leak really bad. and that was on an A body. So I did one myself one time. You do it in the heat, nice hot summer day, much like this one was. You take some WD-40, you spray it around the edges, and it helps slippery. Use your fiberglass glass tool, your windshield tool, and I have one of those. And you know, basically try to peel all the edges around it. Well, we got a new windshield. It's a Pilkington model. It's not PPG or anything like that. And they do 3-layer laminate. The old stuff was like 2-layer laminate, and that's what this is. This right here that you're looking at is an original 70s windshield. It's a double laminate. Well, it makes, since it's 2, there's actually thicker pieces. The three laminate, I did that, and me and my brother was putting it in, and I had the whole bottom of it in. We had up that side getting ready to do that corner, but we came around here to even it out. It came up here, and I was using my tool on the inside here, and it slid through and it chipped the glass, which I wasn't too bugged about that, but I noticed on the inner laminate piece there was a crack about that long. So live and learn. I felt pretty stupid. I felt bad. It still makes me sick. I have it sitting over there. I'm too I just don't have the heart to throw it away yet. You can put it in here, and I'm sure, and you might be saying, well, why don't you put this one in? That's what you're about to tell us. But I didn't, because with me wrestling it, that crack would have kept crawling across that glass. So I went to the junkyard, our favorite junkyard, and found this one out of probably a 76 model. And you can see it even has the old delaminating fogging around the edges. That's where you have the 2 pieces together, and there's that stretchy layer that keeps it from exploding. Kind of glues it all together, binds it. That's where that is shrinking in there. So you can't actually fix that. There's no rubbing or anything that's going to fix that. So you have that actual haze around there now. But my whole goal with this one, I got it really, really, really cheap, is to just get a windshield in here, and then we'll worry about a new one down the road. So that's the story of your stupid host at the Hoosier garage. Which I don't really know what I did. It was stupid. It slipped. And we wasn't applying really any force to it that was out of the ordinary. But anyway, that's spilled milk and broken glass. So we got this one. I've spent the last 2 hours probably working it in. I did the rope method on this one. The other one I was trying to do this factory service manual, where you have the gasket installed, and then you take the glass and kind of shoehorn it in, and then you start peeling the gasket up over the glass and go around. That's where we got into trouble up there on that one. This one I did it reverse. I actually put the gasket on it and did the rope method, and that's where you take a rope, like you may have seen me do it. I actually put it on the wrong side as far as pulling it out. That was my bad again. We're not having a good week, everybody. And then it's like aircraft cord. You can take it and then you peel around, and it takes that gasket and pulls the lip over top of either the flange or the glass, or whatever the situation is you're doing. In this case, it was over the little fence or the flange that goes all the way around that you're sealing it to. So we was good from about here all the way around, and then it faded out here, and then it took me a little bit to get from here to here, and the glass actually was hanging out of the gasket. And you have to kind of keep force to encourage it to stay inward, because it wants to come back out and then, you know, de-gasket everything that you're doing here. So I finally managed to get it wrapped up over it and apply pressure out here evenly, not up on the corner. You don't want to do that. But out here, because then you put even distribution each way. And then I was able to get it in there. The problem I have right now, and it's a little hard on this van being the shape of it, but the top is actually not seated. It should be like this. Here's the glass and here's the actual roof. It should be like this, and the gasket's between here. Well, what it's doing right now is this. So the gasket's kind of turned out, and it's almost like the old egg in a bottle trick, where they'll heat it up and they'll pull that egg through. That's the same concept with this glass and the gasket. We're good all the way around, except for the top. And usually you can get it and put some pressure here, maybe out here in the middle, and it'll pop it in. It's a little tough right now, and part of the problem is the gasket is kind of sagging down out here where it's really tight for my finger. I can't get it between the body and the gasket. When you get up here, it starts to open up. And it's hard to, you can't just push it up in there. It's just not allowing me to do that. So I'm taking the actual lock strip, and this is what takes the gasket and uses it, what creates the force and creates the seal. It goes all the way around on these. If you're familiar with A-bodies, you'll know that they start about here and they go all the way around to that side. There's nothing on the bottom. And most of them, the ones I've dealt with. What I'm trying to do here is apply the seal, not in the bottom, because I'm wanting to give some flex down here so that the glass will move down a little bit. But I'm starting here on the side so I can shoehorn it back in where it's really tight up here. And I put a little WD-40 to make it a little slippery. And I'm going to try to force it down evenly with the rope. So I've already got the corner wrapped here. So I'm going to try to go ahead and see if I can remedy it that way. If I can't do it tonight this way, we're going to let it set. And I'm going to go get one of those suction cups you can get. They're usually orange and they have the big black suction cup. And they're for body work. You can get them like AutoZone or O'Reilly's. It's been a while since I've seen them. I used to have one, but it broke. If you get one, get on the inside of it and get about right here. You can pull it, and usually it'll help the seat. It'll set it into place. I don't have one tonight. It's too late to go get one. They're all closed. So I'm going to see if I can get anywhere with this and ease my mind as far as getting this in. If we break it, it was cheap. If we don't, then we'll have a windshield for a while. Okay, we got the lock strip in around this upper edge, as you just saw. And on this side of the windshield here, it is still kind of puckered out. Down there on the end, it's pretty good. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Let's see. Okay, this side is good. As you get out that way, the rubber on it is lifted out. I was actually able to kind of remedy some of it because this rubber should be kind of setting back against this curve right here. It was sticking way down like that, and that's because the rubber was tilted out, okay? But notice, now this is a dead boy with a plastic. Don't use a metal or anything. I'm actually able to move the gasket up and not hit the glass. I might be kind of skating against it, but please don't hit it. And as I move down here, I'm trying to work into that area where the gap is really bad, and it gets tighter to bump it up there, but it does go. Let me set you down here. It's making a slight difference along the front edge. That lip of the rubber is setting down about here on the glass. As you go down where this is hanging down here, where that's hanging down, it is still puckered out on the outside. So I might be able to continue down through here where it gets a little tighter with that and try to massage that into place. This is like the super duper amateur way of dealing with windshield, so don't take it too seriously. This is just me showing you how I've dealt with it on this particular model, and it's kind of a nightmare. I'm not real happy with it, but hopefully we can get by with having a windshield for a while so we can get it back on the road, get it painted, and then we'll worry about having this redone, new glass, probably even a new gasket too. So all right, so I backtracked a little bit. After doing some of that work on the inside, banging up on, I thought, well, let me take this lock strip back out because it might give more flexibility to that. So I peeled it back out. And I had to take something that I honestly don't really advise, and that's this pick. It's like a radiator seal puller, or you know, if you have a radiator hose, okay, let's put it that way, and it's fused onto the nipple, okay, you can use this little hook in and kind of peel it off. Well, I'm kind of doing the same thing here. Notice that our seal has come up really tight there, and I still have this. Well, I was wanting to show you what we got here, if I can hold the light and the camera at the same time. It's kind of minute, but it's drawing this edge up here where that tip is up against the top of the rail. So I have from here to here to go, and I'm going to take a look and we'll see if it flattens it out here. There's still a bit of a lip right there, but if you do have to use one of these, do not touch the glass with it. Just try to keep it to the seal only, but you really shouldn't put anything metal in there. It's just like putting stuff metal in your mouth. All right, so here we go. See that? It's exactly what we want. I got that seal to set up tight against the body. Like I said, it was spread way down before, and there was something probably wrong with the way the gasket was sitting on that fence. It was where it was supposed to be, but after I took that metal hook and just kind of slid it down through there, I took the mallet and was able to bump it up really easy here when I got off the camera the last time, and just moved right over there. And I came out and I stood up here on the ladder, and when I did this, you can actually see it move now. Okay, so we've got a nice flush. It ain't doing this. It's down there. This has an extra long lock strip. I happen to have two of these that are shorter. They're more for the cars, so I'm just gonna meet them up end on end. I know this one is about where it illuminates on the other side, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this back in, and we'll clean the glass, get the other one in, all that, and then we should be done with this. So now that that windshield's out of the way, at least temporarily or whatever, let's just, since we're on the top of glass, I didn't go through any videos because frankly I'm not a big fan of glass. I mean, it's great, you can see through it, but as far as me installing it, it's not a smooth thing. I kind of showed you the trial and tribulation on that because that's kind of a big part of the build and what happened with the other windshield being cracked. So I wasn't going to keep that from you, but we got the vent windows in. We have the original rubber here, but this is all new belt line molding, and then the runs here for this is all new. And it works pretty good. It has a little bit of I mean, it is new, but the glass, you see, it's kind of down at an angle, and you bring it up, it does that. There's nothing in my adjustment that allows me to do anything, as this piece, it bolts there and it doesn't really move in or anything. Whatever I could get it to go in, just by kind of forcing it, it wants to tilt this in, and you don't get a real good good angle on the glass as it goes up. It starts to loosen up here. So I don't know if it's something about these runs, they made them a little too deep, and it makes this glass kind of ride a little funny in there, or it might just be a thing that'll settle out over time. If it doesn't, I'll probably have I have some ideas, and I won't get into that yet until we actually have to execute it. But they do work, and they go up and they tighten, and that's good. We did both doors that way. And yeah, we do have our door panel in here now. I even got the star for the other side. These are 68 Coronet roof emblems that I painted orange, did some custom, and it kind of matches our steering wheel over there. But that's a match of this door over here, so we're good to go on that one. We even got the weather strip on here. These go on like factory. If you're not sure where they start right here. And does that look weird? Yeah, it might need a little work, but we'll work on that later. But they do start there and go all the way around, and I had to make a hole here for one of the little pins, and I happened to keep one of the old pins to put it in there, because I think maybe the later models, they go straight right here. So just a little precaution on that. But that is where they start down there, and you have to deal with that. I think this is Metro rubber. Seems pretty good. I had to adjust the striker on, I think, that side over there, just a little bit out for it to line up. Closes pretty good. Me and my neighbor Rob, we got these side ones in. We had to do the rope method on that. This one went in really easy. This one we kind of had a fight with it. Yeah, but they're in there, and they're the fixed windows, so they're not pop outs. And then we went ahead and started adding one of our stickers. So we got the STP Vintage Indy 500 winner. Now that would have been a Mario Andretti 1969, I believe. So that's probably about the time frame of this, unless they carried it on a little heavier. But we got our first one there. We'll probably put a couple others on there, because this is really a line of sight you won't need. I kind of like the windows on these vans here because I'm not used to driving the vans, and so having that blind spot rectified there, good, so I can see right out this side. So over here, now these are not factory for this van. They are factory pop-out windows, and we got those at our favorite junkyard from, believe it or not, another military green van. And it happened to be a passenger van, so it had the windows that, you know, went here and had the small ones up there. It actually had two salvageable windows left on it that were the pop-out style, and I have all the hardware from all the other ones that were happened to have been busted. So I have the one that goes here, but I am going to repair this little area here that I chipped out. And if you're wondering about the seal, the seals were no good, but I did source some seals from some 1980s vans, which they have larger windows. The windows actually come down here, a couple inches maybe longer. The width is the same and the curves are the same. But I grabbed some seals from one of those, and it fits right in here, and I just had to cut a couple inches off the seal and meet it up, and it works great. And once you get everything in there, it locks right down. So we got our other one ready to go. We'll get this fixed, put the seal in, we'd be good on that. So that's the glass. That is the glass situation here at the Hoosier Garage. With the exception of that one over there, ready to go on glass. Really glassy, huh? So, you know, thanks for watching. Hey, check this link below. We've got some cool t-shirts, some stickers, and if you help us get to 1,000 subscribers, we're going to give away some artwork. That's, let's say you win and another guy wins, you know, that you don't even know. 2 winners, and you can each have your vehicle of choice emblazoned onto a cartoon style t-shirt, much like the ones you see in the little banner below. And then we can also do decals. You'll win a decal and you win a shirt, whatever size you need. So thanks for watching the Hoosier Garage. Come back, guys. Thanks.